What's up, guys? How you doing? So, I wanted to talk about an issue that is currently becoming an alarming issue, and it's in regards to officers committing suicide. 4 NYPD officers have committed suicide within the last month, and 1 New York State trooper, so 5 total. Veterans commit suicide 22 a day. That's the rate right now going, and it is not far off from what veterans go through. So many different situations that can, allow these suicidal thoughts to manifest within one's mind. And it can be from no longer being needed, being forced out of a job that you love to do. Another one is missing the brotherhood, missing being part of a chaotic environment, and it kind of sucks, that these are the things that our minds have to deal with, and it is a disease that eventually starts manifesting, and it will take over, your mind. How do you address an issue like this? First of all, it starts with friends and family. It starts with you guys checking in on your veteran, on your officers, on your firefighters, EMS, paramedic, family members or friends. And when you check in on them, don't just 15-minute, 10-minute phone call or text them, call them, see how they're doing. Some might be more willing to open up than others, and for those that it's hard to open up, they might close you out, create a wall on you. Don't just give up. If you've been there for quite a long time, obviously you're not giving up. Trust me, I've been in those situations. I know that they're there, and for them to continue hitting me up, it's a beautiful thing. So I might be busy when I don't text back or anything like that. So again, they might be busy if they don't text back, or they might be going through something, but the thought to know that someone is there for them, someone is willing to talk to them, and even if they tell you they're okay, just call them up and be like, yo, what's up, man? Get in there, get into their brains, talk to them, see how they're doing, how they've been, what they're up to, what current plans that they have. Don't make it about yourself, make it about them. And you want to, even if at the end of the day they do express that they have had suicidal ideation or thoughts, you got them to jump over a big hurdle. And once you do that, get them to create a list, an emergency list, of people that that person trusts the most and is able to call whenever these thoughts tend to linger in their minds and start manifesting. And the reason being I'm saying is that is because, as I was stating before, you sometimes feel like when you're a veteran, you get out, you no longer are needed. You no longer are in that chaotic environment that you used to be in, where you're able to make split-second decisions and are able to do your job the way it needs to be done and perform it very well, with pure excellence. And when you get back to the civilian world, not only you're no longer in those chaotic environments, but you're no longer part of that brotherhood that, even though you are once a Marine, always a Marine, but it's not the same, in war, from what I was told, 90% of war is downtime. The other 10%, you will operate the way you have been trained to operate. But that during the 90% of downtime, that brotherhood is where it comes in, and it keeps you busy, keeps you going, because at the end of the day, you start looking forward to coming back home. But then when you're back home, because you're not in this chaotic environment, you tend to want to go back, and that adrenaline tends to start building up, and you go back, do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tours. Sometimes that's another form of suicidal ideation, because at the end of the day, you don't want to come back because that civilian life is not for you, and you feel like, fuck, I can't deal with this. How do I fix myself? And I know what you're talking about, but you have to think about it at the end of the day. If you have family, if you have kids, wife, or whatever it is, you might end up ruining your marriage. You might end up ruining your kids. You want to be there for your kids. And at the end of the day, suicidal ideation, whether you develop this adrenaline and want to go do multiple tours overseas, in combat zones, or it tends to manifest within your mind, back at home, and you're creating a permanent solution for a temporary problem. And with that being said, a first sergeant said that statement to me, and it kind of just lingered. And it's so true, because sometimes temporary problems, sometimes I can get fixed, or you can't fix, but you could find ways to control what the illnesses or symptoms that you're feeling. And you could go to the VA hospital and look for that help, or look for that help with family and friends. And this goes out to police officers. This goes out to firefighters, EMS, paramedics. This is the same type of issue for you guys. Even though you guys experience it on a daily level, you're constantly in those chaotic experiences. So when you finally do get some time on, it's completely different for you guys. So for families and friends, be there for them. And for you civil servants that are feeling this way, do me a favor. Let your family and friends in. Create a list of emergency people that you'll be able to call and open up and talk to them about your situation. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't make you any less of a man. Listen, at the end of the day, you've done way more than what any other regular man or woman have done in their life. And you put your life on the line for others. Let your friends and family, help you out when you're willing to take yours, So that is my advice to you guys. I will definitely be speaking more about this issue, and we'll definitely bring other veterans and officers and firefighters, EMS, paramedics into this conversation, and we'll be able to discuss this, create other, find other solutions, maybe something that they've been able to come up with or deal with on their own, and how to deal with suicidal ideation lingering around in their thoughts. All right, take care, guys. Bye bye.